Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and this is actually really what we're going to consider the first day of our cruise, because this is when the fun starts happening. So they're like little excursions today. We're going to go on a riverboat, and we're going to go on a gold dredge, and we're going to go gold panning, and I feel like, we're going to go see some sled dogs.
I think so.
We're doing things, but yesterday we took our little trip around Fairbanks. Brian has a little bit of a knee problem, and yesterday it really antagonized it. So check it out. He went to the gift shop, and they just opened. And you were what?
The second customer of the season.
And he had to buy Advil. There's an old dude over there that's got a knee brace. I was going to say, hey, you got an extra? But he won't let me do that. Anyway, so here shortly we're going to go get on a bus. It's going to be so much fun. Are you looking forward? Okay. Always. Hey friends, really quick note. After this morning at breakfast and then starting our day on the bus, I went back and watched all my videos so that I got to edit them. And I realized there's a couple of them that I just show things and I didn't really explain it. So I just want you to know what you're going to see in the rest of this video are kind of just snippets of our day. We went to a riverboat cruise. It went up the river and we got to see from the side like a dog training camp kind of thing. There was a guy who landed and took off a plane so that you could see how that was done. And we went to a village. I didn't explain this at all, and I wish I would have, but it was a village where they actually go back like, it's kind of one of those living villages where you can go in and see the structures and things of like 10,000 years back and how they took care of their salmon and all that kind of stuff. So there's just little snippets of things that I may not have explained. If you specifically have a question, let me know. But anyway, let's get started. Ready for the riverboat?
You betcha.
All right, we're in the riverboat.
Yes, we are.
And we are gonna go, we're sitting at the bottom though. We're gonna sit on the bottom because I feel like, look, I'll show, we're still gonna have this view. I think our view is gonna be great. I think upstairs is gonna be too crowded. So we're doing it. I'm excited.
He can't actually see the water right now. He's operating off of years of instinct and experience, and a nice, gentle, easy touchdown. Hardly any splash on that, like an Olympic diver. And folks, we've got a lot of amazing pilots up here. One in 78 Alaskas is actually licensed to fly. And I want you all to get a chance to meet Mr. Steve Knatzer over here, so I'm going to see if I can page him out on the radio and see if we can get a bit of...
We had some high winds lately, but not a bad morning. Well, Steve, I know you've been piloting these aircraft for quite a while, and I know that to an extent that's kind of been out of necessity. I know the village you were in was relying on aircraft pretty much year-round, and I think you told me you got your pilot's license before your driver's license. Is that correct? Yes, I was actually raised out in western Alaska along the Yukon River. I've been piloting these aircraft since I was a teenager. My dad was actually a pilot and instructor.
He barely needs more than the length of Discovery 3 to get airborne. These really are just amazing little aircraft. And on a nice, calm, windless day like today, he can easily pull himself up above the tree line quickly. 1950, Captain Jim and his wife Mary did it using a little boat called the Godspeed, which they purchased from a nearby church.
Any day you can play with puppies. Of course it's a great day.
Well, Dave, I know there's few things in life better than playing with puppies, but I know you also told me that this is part of their training regimen. How does that all work when they're this little?
Well, you know, what we want to do is establish our lifelong relationship as soon as we can. So actually the day they were born, we picked each one up and held them in our hands. And even though their eyes aren't open for the first 10 days of their life, they have a highly developed sense of smell, and they can associate a feeling of comfort and security with us. So by the time they can run around like these guys are doing, they already know us and trust us, and they want to follow us on adventures, which gives us the perfect opportunity to help them develop their self-confidence. And we do that by challenging them to overcome obstacles. Now you're going to see what we're doing today is we're just basically asking them to make it across a log. Well, when they were little bitty guys, it was pretty tough. And so then we give them a hand. But now, I think they're going to maybe make it this morning. But when they do make it, we give them lots of praise on the other side. And they learn something from They learn something from that. And that is that we're not asking them to do anything impossible. And also, that we'll always be there to help them if the going gets tough. And that pays big dividends when we're on trips with them later on in life.
He got over the other end.
Well, Dave, I remember just a week or so ago.
And he might be headed off down the trail to no.
Well, yeah, I remember these guys were so little they couldn't make it over the logs. They're starting to do this now and be able to handle the rocks and uneven terrain here. But I know puppies grow up quick, so they can just step all over this stuff. How do you keep working with them as they get older and bigger?
Well, you know,
I'm just hoping that the brakes hold today. All right, another fantastic run today by Mr. Dave Monson. Well, Dave, I want to take a few minutes to tell everybody on board here about this beautiful book that you and Susan wrote together. And I'm hoping when we see you down in the Cheetah Village later, if someone has a copy and would like you to sign it or make an inscription in there, would you be willing to do that for them?
Well, absolutely. You know, one of the things that really has meant the most to me over these last years is when I've been able to share the story of Susan and also the story of Granite with other families. What really means a lot is how much the kids always identify with Granite. And I think that's because he was a little puppy that nobody believed in, but because Susan had faith in him. And I remember those guys working so hard together until eventually he became the greatest lead dog in history. So if any of you would like me to personalize a copy to either yourselves, children, grandchildren, or maybe even a library, it'd be my privilege to do it.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Oh.
No, we didn't know that they were going to be there. These are friends of ours. And ladies and gentlemen, as we get closer, I would like to introduce you all to Rangerfur Terrainus.
They're trained.
And the domesticated variant you see over here is the reindeer. But they're only a slightly different subspecies from their wild cousins, the caribou. And the caribou are a very important one-stop shop for survival for groups all around our state. Because everything you need is right there in one convenient package. Right? There's meat for food, hide for clothing and shelter, bones and antlers for crafts and tools, guts, sinew, hooves, brains. Every part of that animal is going to get put to use. Very efficient way to catch fish, not just for yourself, but for your family, for members of your community, and for your dog teams. It's very important you've got enough of a supply. But you don't have to take my word for it, because over on the left is Delana, the master of our fish camp here. Good morning again, Delana.
Good morning again, everyone. As Skylar said, my name's Delana, and I'm koi pond at the basket in Yupik, and I was born and raised right here in Fairbanks. But my mother's from the small village of Caltag, and my father's from Holy Cross. Both of these villages are located along the Yukon River.
Well, Delana, obviously there's a lot going on here at Fish Camp. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Can you maybe explain some of these buildings and structures that are behind you?
Brown. They always call them weasels. We also have another nickname for them here. Here in the big state of Alaska, we playfully refer to these as our Texas-sized polar bears.
Okay guys, here we are at the riverboat lunch place where we're gonna have salmon and all kinds of good stuff in like long tables. They got like German chocolate brownies. What they say it's gonna be stew, some sort of a soup. Oh, here it is. There it is. So we'll let you know what the meal looks like when we get it. So we ate lunch and now we went into the Alaska at 40 below. In that room, here, open that and I'm gonna show my picture. In that room, whoo, there she is. It is 40 below and you go in there and they'll take a picture of you. It's so much fun. I mean, I know that sounds really cheesy that it's so much fun, but see, they took our picture at 40 below and I'm gonna tell you what, it's cold. You walk out and your pants hurt your legs because they touched. It was awesome. Okay, here we are. We're done with the riverboat.
Yep.
And now we're on our way to the dredging for gold. We're going to go Panning for gold. This should be exciting. You're supposed to be guaranteed to get some. That'd be awesome. We made it to the pipeline now. This is pretty amazing. So we're gonna go dredge for gold, and there he is, touching the. You're holding it up. Now we're at the gold,
Italian immigrant,
taking
a
the little
coal
train.
miner that discovered gold on a little creek about 6 miles east of us as the raven flies, and it was that discovery that launched a massive stampede of thousands of folks coming up from the States and the Klondike, Canada, in search of that precious yellow metal. One of these iron muck buckets or kibbles down the shaft, they'd unload the ore cars into these buckets, hoist the buckets back up, run them along these cables here up to that pole, called the gin pole, where eventually the buckets would catch, swivel, dump their load, then come coasting back down empty to bang into these logs here and be reset for the next load. As we pull up alongside it, parked next to the dredge, in a moment I'm going to turn it over to this fella. His name is Mr. George Peterson. He's a good friend and also a local high school history teacher. He's a wealth of knowledge about this dredge and its history. He's going to describe to us how all this machinery worked, and then we're going to give you a panning demonstration. George, great to see you. Good afternoon. I've got a wonderful El Dorado train here. Take it away.
All right, now we are ready to pan for gold. Apparently we're guaranteed. I'm so excited.
That little fill canister that put the gold in, nobody's filled one third
I'm gonna watch you get rich, babe.
Grinding on the bottom. We tell you, if it ain't grinding, it's going to be tough to be grinding the gold.
I got gold. Look at my gold. I'm pretty excited. Get all the little rocks off. Look at my gold. Did you get gold? You got gold? Good. Okay, we did our gold panning, and she says like a couple bucks worth. Not bad. And then there's the dredge. That was just amazing, the amount of gold that that thing would pull up. It's been a lot of fun. What are we doing next? I'm not sure. Are we going back to the hotel? All right. So I'll do a little bit more here in a little bit. Okay, we just finished our gold panning and had a cookie because they had complimentary cookies and coffee. See, we were like doing the whole gold panning thing here. And just want to say, in the end of the deal, I ended up with like a couple bucks worth of gold. So it was the whole entire cruise was worth, don't you think, that couple bucks worth of gold?
No.
I think so.
It was fun.
You're not having fun. You don't think that was worth it. I do. It was fun. And look, little train. We got to go get back on the little train. That's the E train. He's told us like 6 times because people must just forget and not get on the right train. That's not our train. No, because that's got like wood on it. Anyway, we're waiting to get on our train, and then we're going to go back to the hotel, and our day is done. But it's been a good day. And tomorrow, back on the bus to go to Denali. So, ooh.
But with big metal wheels designed to cut through that mucky permafrost, a double-decker hinged on the upper right side so it can fold up and lock into position, accommodating a big pipe that they would pound into the ground until they hit bedrock, pulling the pipe out of the ground, and then panning the contents of whatever they would capture on the inside of the pipe. That was a very important piece of equipment for them, and that's just one of them too.
Okay, it's the end of the day, and we came down for the buffet, and they had salmon and prime rib and some kind of chicken thing and really good desserts. Looky look. So good. I'm just waiting for coffee right now. And then we're just gonna go upstairs and relax and call it a night. But the weird thing is, we have to put the darkening curtains in because last night it really never gets dark. It said that sunset was at 12:28 last night, or a.m. This morning. But then sun up was like at 3:18, so you barely get 2 hours of what they consider the sun not being up. But that's really cool, because, you know, you wake up and you feel like you're not up too early. You gotta look at these things the way they are. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna get my coffee, I'm gonna eat my dessert. Oh, there you go. And so we'll start tomorrow, we'll start tomorrow on the trip and going to Denali. And we'll just have the adventures that come with what happens tomorrow.
coffees?
So until then,
Yes,
thank
please.
you.
Coming right up.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Coming right up.
As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.